What's going on, guys? Car Guy V8 here, and it's time to jump back on this 1982 Cutlass because I want to see how fast this car is going to be, and I figure this is the perfect day to start on it. It's only 90 degrees in August, which actually feels pretty good. You know, we're used to the heat down here in the south, so when you get a 10-degree break, it feels drastic. But let's hop on this thing. First thing I want to do is its turn signals don't work, and I think I know why. We're also going to throw a new air cleaner on it, new fuel filter, and I've almost ran the tank out of gas. You know, it had about a year-old fuel in it, so we're going to put some fresh 93 in. I think there's probably only a couple gallons in the tank left. I've driven it about 70 or so miles since I've gotten it, and I siphoned out 4 gallons the other day, so we're pretty low. Let's jump in on this thing right now. Let's go ahead and hop inside the car. I will say, I really like the way this car looks. I think it's become a nice yard ornament out here. Really brings up the property values, at least in my opinion. I wish all my neighbors had cars like this outside. Definitely looks better on the outside. I'm gonna go ahead and throw on my window knob there. Just stays in the floorboard, but I've got the key in the ignition. So the blinkers, you know, you turn the switch, nothing happens, nothing on the dash, nothing outside. And I've seen this happen before. So the first thing I did was I crawled under there and I looked at the fuse box, which is a little bit of a mess, but it did not have a flasher down there. So like I said, I've seen this before and it fixed the issue. I'm willing to bet this is the problem right here. Just needs a flasher to complete the circuit. Let's see. Try to throw this up in there. One hand on the camera. Let's see, come on. All right. Well, I don't hear anything. No flasher. What about hazards? Okay, I do hear the hazards. Let's see. They are working in the rear. Nothing up front. Well, I think I figured out the front blinker problems. There's not a lot on either side, and the wiring is cut somewhere, so I have to wire something up for the front blinkers. So I've got a brand new air cleaner for it. This one looks like it has seen much better days. And I also got a brand new fuel filter for it as well. This one also appears pretty old. So we're going to change out both of those real quick. All right, let's set that to the side. Take a look at that filter. It's rough, but I think it still had a little bit of life left. There we go. There's our new one. Man, perfect. A 4-inch air cleaner. That looks so much better on there. So much better. I think I might throw a quick little no prep paint job just on this top. Just on this top lid right here. Just to make it look a little better. So now we're going to go ahead and pull off this old fuel filter. And these are surprisingly pretty loose, but not loose enough to where anything would leak, but looser than I would like. We're going to go ahead and get this old fuel filter out of here. Not on the intake. It'll evaporate. Now the real question, you know, there's an out and there's an inside on these. So does in mean that goes into the engine, or does that mean that fuel goes in on this side? You know, I'm just a southern redneck, so I can barely read. Nah, I'm kidding. I know how it goes. In is fuel goes in. Out is fuel goes out. So do you guys prefer whenever I record more in a POV style like this, or do y'all prefer me to set the camera up on a camera stand? It doesn't really matter to me. Just whichever one is better for the viewer. Of course, I'm using SEM Trim Black. You guys already know that's my favorite spray paint. Pretty much no matter what. It can't be beat. I'll probably do one more coat here in a minute. I should probably do the base of the air cleaner too, but this is a budget build, so who really cares, right? You know, I see a lot of negativity in the YouTube comment sections on just various channels, and I'm happy that my channel, for the most part, is pretty positive, so I thank you, all you guys. Let me make sure. Yeah, that's on over there. And, you know, it reminds me, you know, in the New Testament, Jesus says that the great commandment is to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind. And the second is like unto it, that you love your neighbor as yourself. So I try to remember that, you know, when responding to any comment or leaving a comment anywhere. You know, anybody you come across is your neighbor. So I try to never be negative in my comments, you know. Man, that new air filter, that's looking sharp. I'm going to come over there and make sure it is under the lip everywhere. Man, does that look sharp. Wow, that looks better than I thought it would. That's just an eBay air filter right there, guys. Man, that looks really good. Well, the car is almost on empty. So I've got some fresh 93 here. So we're gonna put some in it. Come on. This isn't the preferred method. I just kind of don't want to battle its starter at a gas station today, so we're going to put in several gallons of fresh 93, and hopefully it'll mix well with whatever little bit of gas is left in the tank. So hopefully we'll be able to see if this car is actually very quick. All right, we're going to head up. Don't restart. You know, I always take a couple times to get it right. Sure. We're going to start up this old hot rod and go for a ride. I've got the old cameraman with me here.
You called me old?
I've got my old cameraman, the one that used to record my videos back in the day. He's got two jobs: record this car going down the road and holding up my rear view mirror so I can actually see what's behind me. It's like a 5-year-old Optima. should be about a 6 flat or 5.9 with the traction. So I really want to compare this one. You know, this one has, there's a new edge. This one has identical gears to the other Cutlass, 229s, but this one has a stock converter, and this one has better heads, but this one's cam is worse for low end, so I think the other ones actually might be quicker, but I'll see once I time it. You see, it's really got to get in the power band before it even starts pulling. Power band's 3,000. The verdict is in, and she's a pooch. Unfortunately, she's just sluggish and straight up slow, and that's not the engine's fault. It's a Vortec headed setup, and the camshaft, if I remember correctly, is around the low 20s, 220s on the duration side of things, and I remember it's a 114 LSA. So the camshaft is a little more for revving, and you can really feel that when you're in the car. Like you hop on the throttle and it kind of just lags its way to about 3,000 RPMs. Then it starts to take off. And by that point, my TBI headed setup in there and my other Cutlass, it's already long gone. So I was thinking of what I can do to make this faster. You know, I could put a different camshaft in it that's more suited for the combination, or I could put a stall converter in it, but the converter is really just a band-aid. It really needs rear gears. So I'm leaning towards 342s at the minimum, which that is a 49% increase in gear ratio over the 229s. 342s would be plenty for it. I'm possibly thinking about 373s, but I still want to cruise this car, you know, on the highways. So the 342 gear is a really good compromise that'll still increase its drivability in every area. So I'm leaning towards that. I don't know how soon I'm going to do it, but we'll probably get to it in the near future. But guys, thank y'all for watching this video.